up and running. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, we're a little bit late today. I had to reset a few things on the software that I use. So they made it simple, but it was inconvenient to say the least. All right. Happy Monday. Happy Monday morning to you. 9 a.m. may have been a little bit ambitious for everything that I needed to get done, but we are going to try to stick to a 9 a.m. Central time. I know that we were used to doing it at 10, but just things get a little bit chaotic. So we needed to make a slight adjustment. So hopefully that is okay. Today we're talking about Facebook Pixel. So since I'm a little bit late, I'm going to give it a couple of seconds to get some more people into the feed. And also, let me make sure. Awesome, we're good. All right, so just a reminder, we're going to be going live here at 9 a.m. Central on Mondays. And I'm going to do my very best to be on time. Today was a little bit weird because the software that I use, which is Restream, allows me to live stream not only here on YouTube, but also on Facebook. So if you are in my group over there on Facebook, we have over 1,000 members at this point. I highly encourage you to go check it out. There's a lot of information that I put out there for free. Doesn't cost you anything. It covers ad copies. It covers email drips. I have just so much information over there. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do that. If you want to drop a comment in the comment section, let me know that it is working, that you're able to hear me. We can get started. Today, we're going to talk about Facebook Pixel. The Facebook Pixel is something that had a recent update, really with the interface more than everything. The functionalities are still relatively the same, but there's just it looks completely different that I thought, well, it makes a great topic, not only to really focus on the Facebook Pixel from the sense of how important it is, but also give us an opportunity to navigate the interface because there are some material changes there that make it a little bit harder to get to. It's not as simple as it used to be. Okay, so I think we are good to go over here and over here. So as a reminder, Mondays, 9 a.m. Central here, and the podcast, if you haven't checked out the Agent Lead Source podcast that I do with my friend, Joseph Gonzalez, and I highly encourage you to check that out. I'll make sure to link it down below, but we're on all podcast platforms, the Agent Lead Source podcast. You're going to find it. We have a ton of reviews, and I highly encourage you to go and review us over there. If you hit us with the 5-star, we would greatly appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. What is the Facebook Pixel? We could go down the definition that Facebook gives us, but we're not going to. I want to put it in layman's terms. I wanted to put it in a way that we can actually understand. The Facebook Pixel is nothing more than a piece of code that you embed on your website and on your landing pages or anything that you have online that allows you to place a code behind it. So it's nothing more than a piece of code that you get to put on your website or on your landing page, which serves as a way to track people that land on your page. Then it'll give you analytics about those people, and it will also optimize more sales and more leads. So let me rephrase that. It's a piece of code that Facebook is going to give you. And in today's video, I'm going to actually show you where to go to get that code. And I'm also going to show you various platforms that you can install the code in, and we're going to go through and actually install it in several software, so you have an understanding of how easy it is, and you're able to do that regardless if you have a Squarespace website, WordPress website, Wix website, whatever website you may have. It's going to be that easy for you to create it. To install it. All right, so again, what is a Facebook Pixel? It is a piece of code that you install on your landing pages and on your websites, any online asset that you have. And also, it serves as a way for you to track people, serves as a way for you to get analytics on the people, and also serves as a way to optimize for sales. And I'll explain what that means here in a little bit. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments section. Now is a great time to ask some questions as we get going. All right, so let's talk about using the Facebook Pixel. We're going to go into actually installing it, but let's talk about when to use the Facebook Pixel or how it's actually used. The Facebook Pixel as mentioned a few seconds ago, is a way for you to track people that land on your website and on your landing page. So one of the best ways to use your Facebook pixel is by creating a custom audience of people that land on your website or on your landing page. So that means that anybody that goes to one of your websites, you're able to retarget them. They are cookied, or they are being tracked throughout the internet. So when you decide to run some ads retargeting those people on Facebook or on Instagram and other platforms that are partners with Facebook and Instagram, you have your ad showing to them. And we've all seen this. We've all seen this whenever we go to Amazon and look for some shoes, or wherever we go to directly to a website looking for, I don't know, umbrellas, whatever you may be looking for. We know that happens to us because all of a sudden we see all of the shoes in all the other websites that we visit, and we see the exact same umbrella. Probably a bad analogy or a bad example, but we all see that same umbrella everywhere else. So it's being done to us, and understand that you have that same technology for a fraction of the cost. You don't have to really learn how to code. All you have to do is just take these following steps that you're going to see, and you're going to be off and running. All right. So that is one way that you can directly apply the Facebook pixel, which is that custom audience. Now, the second way to directly apply and use your Facebook pixel, we're covering actionable ways, is to create a custom conversion. So what is a custom conversion? A custom conversion is either an action that became a lead or an action that became a sell. That means that if you are generating real estate leads, as an example, you are sending people over to your landing page or over to your website, giving them additional information or about the lead magnet that you're offering, or about your services, whatever you're doing, and really encouraging them to give you their contact information, i.e. become a lead. So the moment that they become a lead, then they go on to a thank you page, or to a receipt page, or to an acknowledgement page that lets them know, hey, thank you, or hey, your information was received. We're going to be reaching out to you shortly. On that page, the reason that people are actually on that page, again, that thank you page, receipt page, or acknowledgement page, is because they gave you their contact information. In other words, they became a lead. In other words, they became a conversion for you. Is this making sense? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's a conversion. So that's the lead generation if you're doing lead generation, but same thing applies if you're doing sales. If you're selling services, or if you're selling products that have certain SKUs, or you have different plans, you're driving people to a landing page or to your website, and you're making your pitch so they can purchase. And once they purchase, they go to the receipt page. And it's at that receipt page that you're going to create that custom conversion. And that custom conversion is the technology that Facebook uses to go out and find some additional people to advertise to. So Facebook has a lot of data on us, just a lot more than we would care to admit. And Facebook is going to use that information to serve up the ads that we have, and it's going to scale our ads that way. So I'll show you a brief example of how that looks here shortly. But that's two direct ways that you can use the Facebook pixel. I know that I harp on this channel a lot about the Facebook pixel, that you need to have it in everything that you do. But those are really the two reasons that I suggest that, and two reasons why I'm so adamant about that, to create your custom audience and also your custom conversions. So then you're able to create conversion ads. So I have a really good video that I'll link down below when it comes to conversion ads. So I encourage you to check that out. All right, so with that being said, let's share a little bit of the screen. Actually, we're going to share the entire screen, and I'll show you what the new layout looks like. So let me just share right here. And you're going to be seeing my ad accounts. So on the left-hand side, just to get here as a reminder, if whenever you log into Facebook, into your personal account, if you go to the top right drop-down arrow, black drop-down arrow, when you click on that, it's going to go to manage ads. And when you go to manage ads, you're going to come to your business.facebook.com, which is where you get to your ads manager. And once that happens, you're going to have at least this bar right here. You won't be exactly here because this is the events place, but you need to go to business tools, and then you're going to go to the events manager. In the past, it was way easier to get to your Facebook pixel, but now it's changed. So that's the reason for this video altogether. There's been some material changes with the interface that make it a little bit more complicated to navigate through, to where even I had some issues trying to make some adjustments to my pixel, and at the beginning, even finding the pixel. So here's the events manager. This is where we need to be. And just a quick overlay of the land. We're going to spend all of our time here at the events manager, so you see where we actually go to create the Facebook pixel, and we get the code in order to go install that code, install our Facebook pixel. Now, the audiences, that's where you're going to go to create your custom audience, and that's where you get to design that custom audience that I was mentioning about. One important note about that: with your custom audiences, you're able to track people up to 6 months. Meaning, if you install your Facebook pixel today on your website or on your landing page, starting today and 6 months into the future, you're going to still have me on your custom audience. So if I visit your website, now that you have your Facebook pixel installed, you're going to have me as a retargeting audience or a custom audience for the next 6 months. So it's a 6 months tenure, if you will, on the custom audience, which is very important, and it's different than with your custom audience around your Facebook pixel or your Instagram page. I'm sorry, your Facebook page or your Instagram page. There is 365 days. So just make that distinction. Be aware of that. On your website, we're talking about a custom audience of people that landed on your page for the past 6 months. And then on Facebook and Instagram, you're talking about people that landed on your page for the past 365 days. So half a year and then a full year. All right. So with that being said, this is where we're at, the events manager, where we're going to go to create that pixel. All right. So now that you're here, as you can see, I have a lot of test pixels. So I've done this several times. When you connect data sources, these are the options that you're going to have. Now, if you've installed a Facebook pixel in the past, this is going to look a little bit similar to you, just with the little slight different interface change. And what's important to us is the web. Connect your website to share activity that occurs online, including view content, add to cart, and purchases. So this is what you would select, and then you would go to get started. So I don't want to continue adding to this long list, but we're not going to miss anything. All you have to do is go to get started, and then you're going to be met with something like this. So I'll go ahead and finish this test pixel so you see it. Continue pixel setup. So you're going to see something basically like this. Again, the only thing that is different is I didn't press next on the previous screen. So as a reminder, you go here, you go website, and you get started. Your next screen is going to be this. So manually add a pixel code to your website or use partner integration. If you have a website or a software that is very well known, like WordPress or Shopify, know that you do have direct partner integrations with Facebook. So you don't even have to go through the manual way unless you want to, which is actually what I'm going to show you right now, because not everybody is operating off of WordPress. Not everybody is operating off of Shopify. And not everyone has that direct partner integration. So that's why we're going to go down the manual add, so you see how to do it at worst case scenario. Again, best case scenario is you have a partner integration and you just select use a partner. You're going to select the icon. It's either WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, Shopify, whatever they're offering. They have a ton of them, and then you're off and running. It's very, very easy to do. But again, we're going to go down the manual way, and I'll show you how simple even the manual way is. Install your code pixel. All right, so this is a newer interface. It's actually pretty easy. In the past, you had several options on what to copy and paste, but now they don't even give you that. It's just, hey, copy your code and then go and paste it. So all we did again was just go down the manual install and then copy the base code below. And now it's telling us paste the pixel code into the bottom of the header section just above the head tag. install the base code in every page of your website. So what's most important for us to understand here is install the base code on every page of your website. You want your entire page covered. So there are some places that you can, depending on the software that you're using, there are some places that you're able to inject your code, but it's only going to be on that singular page. So if you have multiple pages, you need to make sure that you install that on all the pages. Now, the easiest way to know if you did it right or wrong is by actually going to the settings. And most software, most websites will give you a inject Facebook pixel code here in the settings. So they'll know that any website that you create or any page that you create or any landing page, sales funnel, whatever you're creating, anytime that you create that, it's going to show up. So most actually do that. Now, let's go through some examples on how to do that right now. So I have ClickFunnels as my landing page generator. If you're interested in giving that a run, I'll link that down below. It's an affiliate link, just so you're aware. I do use it in my business. So in order to inject my Facebook pixel, again, we're injecting the Facebook pixel, which is a piece of code that is going to allow me to retarget the people that visit my landing page. In order for me to inject it properly or install it properly, I'm going to go to settings and then the head tracking code. I would put it right here. So I have a G tag up here, which is going to throw things off, but actually it won't, I'm sorry, it won't throw things off. You have the Facebook pixel right here. So as long as I put everything in place right there, that's all we're going to need. So again, it's the head tracking code. And right here, the reason I went to the settings part is because I want it here on the landing page and I want it at the thank you page. So it's going to inject it in both. That way I don't have to go into each one of them and go to the header section and install it manually there. So this is going to cover the entire funnel. So that's why we're doing that. And then I'm going to go to save and update settings. And this one's off and running. That's all you need to do. Now, let me give you another example. Here on KV Core, we're going to go to Web and IDX. And then we're going to go to, so KV Core is a CRM that I have. So since I'm with EXP, I get KV Core already included. So I go to edit settings and I'm going to scroll down, and you see custom header. So again, I went to settings, I'm at custom header, full code snippet, insert in blah, 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 Facebook retargeting pixel. So it's telling us this is where your Facebook pixel goes. And I already have a Facebook pixel here. So I'm not going to replace that, but this is where I would go and paste my Facebook pixel. Now, moving forward, let's talk about Squarespace. Squarespace is a partner website with Facebook. So remember that option that we had, either manual or automated. Or the partner integration. You could go down the partner integration and it's going to work just fine. But just to show you how easy it is with Squarespace, I used to have a Squarespace website. I don't any longer. I'm migrating over to WordPress, which I'll link my website once it's done down below. But just to show you how simple it is, all you have to do, every single website is going to have the support FAQ that's going to show you how to install your Facebook pixel. So this is giving you taking you through all of the steps right here. So there's no messing up. And the same thing for Wix. So this is another Wix website. So if you have a Wix website, all you have to do is go through here and use the tools. And again, these are just examples. You can do the same thing with WordPress, which WordPress is a partner website, but you can also do it manually. Every single website that you're working with at this point should have a instruction on how to install the Facebook pixel and also the Google global site tag, which is another topic. We're not going to get into that right now, but they should have instruction on how to install your Facebook pixel because it's super important. Now, that is the easiest way, and that is the way to install your Facebook pixel. So when you go there, all you have to do is continue. You're going to turn on automatic matching, and they're going to continue again. And then you can open up an event setup tool. So events, you can use the event setup tool to add standard events and parameters without the need to code. So this is a way for you to add events. Let's just say add to cart. Let's just say submitted and became a lead. So you are able to track, you're able to have different measurements that are important to your business. Again, you may be doing more services, you may be doing more products, and you're able to do that right here. So all I would have to do would go to open the event tool, and I would just come here to the landing page or to my sales funnel. I would open the website, and you can see right here, I add a new button, track a new button, and automatically detects it. So you see it right there. So click on highlighted button to set up your event. So I'm going to click that right there. And then I select, what was this for me? What part of my business was this? If this was a checkout, then I would select something like a checkout. So add to cart, initiated checkout, lead, purchase. So you see different options right here. So for our purposes, we're going to go that this is a lead for us. This means that as soon as they gave me their name, their email, and their phone number, they became a lead for me. This may be different for you. You may be doing real estate lead generation, and fantastic. If you're not doing that, if you're doing other types of services or selling products, then you would categorize it appropriately. So this is just giving you a very easy way for you to categorize what's going on in your business. And again, everything is facilitated through you having your Facebook pixel installed on your website. So that is why I harp so much on this. So you see the lead is already created, and it has a little green check mark, so we're good to go. I'm going to go to finish the setup. All right. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions. I'll monitor both. As soon as I get through here, I'll start answering them. So please feel free to let me know in the comment section what's going on. So I'll finish right here. And at this point, if I did this right, this should change right here. And it has the lead. So that's what we just created. So waiting for first event. That was a test event that we did, or the setup event. So it's not going to show anything right here. So you're going to have a lead at this point. So this is what you would do to create, not a lead, you would have an event. So it's a custom, not a custom event, a standard event. There I go. Even I get confused, right? So terminology is important, especially when you're talking about events, especially when you're talking about custom conversions. Now, once you have that Facebook pixel installed, you can go up here and you can create the custom audience that we were looking at. You can create an ad. You can do basically anything that you want. At this point, you're good to go. Now, one of the questions that comes up is, how do we check? Well, let me answer some questions here. My website only gives me the option to enter the pixel ID. So the pixel ID is actually in the code. So whenever you go to your code, it'll show up. Your code. This is what it's most likely asking for right there. So it's asking for this. So who was this? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry. But your question was, my website only gives me the option to enter the Facebook pixel ID. Most likely it's this right here. So this is that little thing right there. So all those words, that's your Facebook pixel. So that's what they're asking for. And yes, some websites do only ask for that. Zoom app, is it a Chinese app? I don't know. So let me know, why is that important? And where, I guess because I'm using Zoom. Hey, you're welcome. Okay. All right. So, hey, yeah, you're welcome. So what are you using? I'm curious. Are you using Squarespace, Tredio, Coldwell Banker, InTouch website? Okay. Coldwell Banker. Cool. Awesome. So that is the ID. And then let's go into something else that really comes up quite a bit. And that is, how do I know if it is working, right? I'm clearly not spelling correctly. So I'm going to go over to the Facebook Pixel Helper. This is a Chrome extension. And this one's one I already have. And since I'm going incognito, It's not going to show up here because I don't have it in this particular one, but I'm not going to add it again. The Facebook Pixel Helper, all you have to do is add it to your Chrome, and it's going to give you a little blue. Let me see if I can get one that is not. Here we go. So it's just right here. So Facebook Pixel Helper is right here, and it gives you your Facebook pixel. Well, this is Zoom, so it's not going to be mine. But if you type in the landing page or the website that you just installed your Facebook pixel on, it's going to show up right here. So I can actually see the one that is there for Zoom. So you see it right there, and it's working for them. So this is a way for you to check if it's working. Now, again, all you have to do is put in your website and make sure that your Facebook pixel is showing up. Does that make sense? So the Facebook Pixel Helper is a great way for you to test if things are working in your market. I'm sorry, if it's actually working in whatever you set up. All right, so is this making sense? Let me check over here, see if there's any questions that we have on the Facebook group. This is a Facebook Pixel training. I want to make sure that I have all of the questions answered. So we went over what is the Facebook Pixel, why use the Facebook Pixel, when to use the Facebook Pixel, how to use the Facebook Pixel, how to actually install the Facebook Pixel, and then how to confirm that the Facebook Pixel is working. You may not have any interest in running retargeting ads right now or running any conversion ads right now. You may not have that, and I'll give you that. But there should be no reason why you don't install your Facebook Pixel today, because even if you have no interest in doing that today, that's not to say that you're not going to do that in a week from now or 3 months from now. So might as well install that today and start gathering all of that data, all of those analytics, and all of those future people that are going to be future customers for you. Because what's happening right now, when you're sending all of this paid traffic, whether you're paying Google or you're paying Facebook to send traffic your way, what's happening right now is you're letting it just escape. They're coming in, they didn't like what they had to see, or maybe they didn't have time or whatever have you, and they just go away and don't give you their contact information. That's 99% of the traffic is going to be that way. But if you install your Facebook Pixel, that 99% that came in, you have their attention, or you have the ability to gain their attention again in a retargeting ad in the future. If you don't have your Facebook Pixel installed today, then you're missing out on that audience. So when you're ready to start advertising in 3 months, well, you're going to have to start from square zero, and you're going to think back, well, dang, Jaime was right. I wish I would have had it. So remember, this custom audience that is being cultivated, if you install today, this is going to be around for you 6 months from now when you want to retarget to them. So every time they come back, boom, they get hit and they get retagged again for another 6 months. So you're able to just cycle in your audience and continue to grow it. So don't let this opportunity fade away. This is a great technology that you need to be using in your business. Regardless if you're ready or not, install your Facebook Pixel. It's going to do wonders for you down the road when you're ready to get started. All right. So a quick question before we head out. Jacobo, can you elaborate in how to read the data obtained by the pixels? So there's several things. That's a great question. There's several things that's going to happen from data. So this is just random data that I have on this pixel. So activity is the easiest thing in the world. It's going to let you know, well, how many hits you're getting. Now, activity in and of itself isn't going to mean that much to you, because chances are you have Google Analytics. If you don't have Google Analytics, then I encourage you to install that on your website, but that's another conversation. But most websites will give you the analytics or the back end, and they'll most likely be using Google Analytics. So at the bare minimum, you're able to see how many hits you're getting in a particular website. So this is just activity through all of the test accounts that I've done, which I don't even know where I'm getting traffic from these people, because these are all just dummy websites, so I don't do that much training. But this is just pure activity. Now, when you want to break it open a little bit further, is you're able to break it into, let's just say you have a buyer funnel and a seller funnel or an investor funnel. You're able to create different events. You're able to create different page views, as you can see right here, based off of where they go. So you're seeing your numbers more people are visiting my buyer website for whatever reason, or my buyer funnel, my seller funnel, and you're able to make decisions that way. So just from the pure this standpoint, you get a lot of information. And test events, this is if once you create your event, you're able to test the browser. We're not going to go through that today. We actually already did. And then a lot of these things you're starting to see kind of when you edit things, all the settings and all that fun stuff. So most importantly for you is going to be the overview, and also however in depth you go with your business in the events, you're able to create and track what's meaningful to you. So this is what you're looking at. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense, Jacobo? That is from a pure just looking at numbers, looking at statistics. This is going to help you out, especially if you don't have your Google Analytics installed, which I highly encourage you to do, because Google Analytics actually goes even a little bit further into ages, into information about who they are, so demographics. So I encourage you to go and install that on your website as well. But the Facebook Pixel, what's most important outside of getting a subset of this or an information from how many hits you're getting on your website, what's most important for me is for you to be able to create custom audiences so you're able to retarget, and for you to be able to create custom conversions so then you can go out and if you go here, create a custom conversion, so you can go out and optimize based off of the people that actually converted for you, that actually became a lead, that actually became a purchase. So Facebook is able to see, all right, so this type of person, this let's just make up an avatar, this millennial person, it just seems that millennials continue buying this avocado toast recipe. I don't know. Yeah, that's happening, right? So you have so all these people seem to be, converting on this avocado toast recipe. So I'm going to go and find some other millennials to deliver this out to, because chances are they're going to give me their contact information or be a conversion for this particular account. That's what it's doing. So that's a long way of saying the analytics is fine, but custom conversion is really, custom audiences, that's really where I want you. And I also want you with custom conversions, because that allows you to be more targeted with your sales. All right, well, these are all the questions that I had, unless I'm missing some. But if there's any questions, as soon as this goes live, you're going to be able to comment after the recording. So let me know if there's any questions that come up. The Facebook Pixel has changed, but don't worry. This is the new interface. Once you get accustomed to it, it's actually a little bit better than what it used to be. So they got this one right. There was a few little tweaks that were just not working correctly about 2 weeks ago, but they have fixed them. So if there's any questions about this or any other questions about marketing in general, just let me know. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, Mondays at 9 a.m. Central, and also our podcast is going to be linked down below. So thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you on the next one.